Today I decided to come out to a green thumb nursery, and as soon as I walked into the greenhouse I was like, this is so beautiful. So we're gonna check out the plants here. Immediately I was drawn to these African violets, which are so pretty. Usually I'm not one for the flowers on African violets, but would you look at these? There's so many different colors. And this one has some really pretty variegation. This one has some really nice like crinkly leaves. So they're all $5.99. And above here we have this Anthurium. I think it's called a bird's. Oh, it is big, mama. This is a struggle. I think it's called like a bird's nest Anthurium or something, but it's $24.99. That's very cool. Put it gently back. There's some Amazonicas, polys, whatever they are, for $17.99. And then we have some begonias. These are the wightii. The smaller pot, the 4-inch pot, is $13.99. And then this bigger 6-inch pot is $28.99. And there's this plant. I feel like someone has told me to get one of these plants before because they are similar to African violets, but they have different types of flowers, which are so pretty. It's called a Streptocarpus, and it's $6.99. It says water from below, so that does sound like very similar to an African violet. So I assume this would be a good plant for beginners. I know some people like flowers more than anything. Like my sister's like, why don't you like plants with flowers on them instead of just house plants? So this is very good for beginners. Well, if it's similar to an African violet. The African violets for sure are a really good beginner plant. And they're so stunning. And here are some orchids, which we're not going to get into. They're kind of a lot different care than, you know, regular house plants. So, but just looking at the leaves on this plant, I think I'm going to buy one because those are really gorgeous flowers. Oh my gosh, those are such pretty leaves. I love this color. I'm probably going to get it, but we'll go back to that later. There's some pileas. These are aluminum plants. These are $15.99 for a, oh, there was like a grasshopper or something. I don't know if that got on camera. Oh, kind of falling apart. Okay, here are bromeliads, Fiddle Leaf Figs. These small ones are $17.99. They are a little fussy if you don't have the right, like exactly what they want. And there's some audreys down here as well for $14.99. I will say though, smaller plants, like smaller ficuses, like the Fiddle Leaf Fig and then this audrey, are more difficult to take care of than if they're bigger and more established. But the bigger, more established ones can be killed, so it's a bigger hit to your wallet if they do die. Like this one right here is $179.99, and I wouldn't say this is big enough to be like more difficult to kill. They need to be really big to be difficult to kill. Coming over here, oh, I guess on this back wall, so we have ZZ plants. It is always a beginner plant. Like this is the beginner plant. This is $21.99. You can literally forget about it, forget that you have it for like 2 months, and it will still be alive. And it can live in pretty dark areas compared to other plants, pretty low light areas. Definitely not dark though. That's a little bit too crazy. And here are some peperomias. This is a Peperomia Rosso for, I have no idea how much it is. but this is a little 4-inch baby. This one can be overwatered so easily. Just any peperomias in general, in my opinion, they are difficult to take care of. But down here is a really cute Dracaena. I love this. This looks like Dr. Seuss storybook vibes. I'm not sure how much it is, but this is really pretty. I'm usually not a fan of Dracaenas, but this one is looking real good. And yeah, Dracaenas are easy to care for. Dracaenas can be in full sunlight, but if they are grown as houseplants, then you should slowly transition them to full sunlight and not just throw them out in your backyard. Although if you do that, and you do take care of them, they're gonna look like very stressed, but they eventually will grow back able to live in those conditions. This is a Peperomia Nevada, apparently. Again, Peperomia is not very easy. Down here is a caperata. I would say I think caperatas are one of the easier peperomias to take care of. You just go based on how the leaves are feeling. That's what I do. I'm not sure the price on this. Oh, easy to grow, medium light, water lightly when soil feels dry. I guess so, but I don't think they're easy to grow necessarily. Here's some more caperatas over here. And this is a Peperomia Ginny. And yep, a watermelon peperomia. This is definitely like, this is if you, well, this is definitely not a plant for beginners at all. This, you have to be experienced peperomia grower to grow this. You can get one though if you are a beginner and just propagate it, and then your propagations are kind of going to be more used to your style of taking care of the plant, and they'll be more likely to live. But they can be overwatered so easily. If you overwater them just once, then there's no bringing it back unless you propagate it. So definitely do not recommend, although they are so gorgeous. They are $9.99. And down here is a polybotrya, which I've never taken care of one, but I can assume that they are like a peperomia, but I'm not 100% sure. This one is $18.99, and it is looking a little worse for wear. There's a bigger watermelon pep here for $17.99. Snake plants, also a classic beginner care plant. Look at this guy. That is so long. Snake plants are super easy to care for. They're just like ZZ plants. These are so cute. I recommend these, $7.99. They take up a little bit of space, and they're literally the most adorable thing ever. So we love that. There's cylindricas. This one is $16.99. The smaller ones are $10.99. Just depending on which one you like the look of, or like even the coloring. I used to not like this coloration of snake plants. I thought it was so ugly, but now I'm a big fan. And I think Moonlight, the Moonlight one, is a very pretty one. I've always loved how these look. We got some darker coloring, or we have these that have yellow on the inside and then darker on the outside. So pretty. And behind me we have some rubber trees, which can be easy to care for, but you do need to have a lot of sunlight because they are not low light growers at all. They can live in full sun just like Dracaenas, so they really do need a lot of light, and if you can't provide that light, then they are going to be a struggle plant for you. This is a really beautiful ruby colored one, burgundy. And then the good thing too is that if older leaves die off, you can literally just have your plant look like this and it still looks really pretty. Like you just cut off all the old dead leaves, which I'm assuming is what they did here, and it looks pretty like this. So that's also a really good plus. And there is also a Tineke over here, so you can also choose which color variation that you like as well, which is always really nice. And then coming back behind me, we got a little Lickety split baby. They can also live in full light. A lot of times they're sold as outdoor houseplants, as outdoor plants. So they can be in full sun. I wouldn't recommend to put them in like full sun. Like give them a little bit of shade. But other than that, they're so easy to care for. And I also really love how crazy split leaves that they have. So this one down here is $42.99. Honestly, you could get a smaller one that costs a lot less. Like you could get one from Home Depot or Lowe's outside in the outside section for like $8, and they grow pretty fast. And then here we have a Philodendron Brasil, also super easy to care for. If you have, well, here's a Pothos right next to it. This is like also a classic starter plant. They're literally like the same exact care. So they're very easy to care for. Like this is when I would choose to water mine. If it looks sad and droopy like this, that's all you gotta do. Just water it if it looks sad and droopy like that. And here we have adansonii and tetraspermas. So adansonii are also very, very easy to take care of. If you like a really nice trailing plant, it has really cool fenestrations. It looks pretty different from other houseplants. This is a good one to start out with. Tetraspermas, I would say, are a little bit more difficult to take care of. So maybe like medium difficulty. These are $11.99. They do grow pretty quickly though, and they're also really gorgeous. Here are some other heartleaf philodendrons. These are like the Brazil, but instead they're just fully green leaves. So same care, same. They're also really easy to take care of. And here is a Philodendron Birkin. These are $12.99 for these little babies. If you give them more lights, they will get more white coloration in them. So you can see they can come out just without any variegation on them. But if you give them more light, then it should increase the variegation. Like right here, this one is really pretty. This is a nice size. This is $29.99 though. And some more rafts. Personally, I like these kinds of Raphidophoras more than the other ones we just saw. These are $36.99. I just like the look of their leaves better by a lot. I actually don't like how the other ones look at all, but I think these are really gorgeous. And this is a really nice kind of stake thing, and I think I'm gonna try to make something like this because I like that a lot. Yeah, medium difficulty on those ones. And then down here we have some other classic plants, which are Monstera deliciosas. They're so pretty. I still love them. These ones are very, very root bound. They need to be potted. These are $17.99. Absolutely gorgeous. Very easy to care for too. They can be in like a lower light, but you're not gonna get really large and fenestrated leaves, but they will grow. If you see the one I have in my room, then you know that they will grow, but they won't be happy about it. And yeah, they really don't need much. Just give them like medium to bright light. Don't put them in direct sun unless they're a lot more mature, and not even completely direct sun, because they will turn yellow and they're not gonna look as beautiful. And then behind me here we have some Aglaonemas. These are $21.99. Okay, coming here on this side, we have some Hoya kerrii. These are single leaf cuttings. It's very unlikely that they're going to turn into a plant, so I wouldn't recommend these, but these are $9.99. We have some beautiful succulents, sansevierias. I love these so much. I'm not really good at taking care of succulents though, so I'm not sure. This is so gorgeous though. Succulents are not my forte, so I'm not gonna give you any advice on these. Coming over here, we have some fizzle sizzles, some fishbone cactuses. I love fishbone cactuses. They do like brighter lights, but not direct sunlight. $24.99. They're pretty easy to take care of. You don't have to water them very often, and they don't really need that much water, honestly. I just water them when the soil dries out completely, and then I will water it. And then here we have string of turtles, which are 100% not an easy plant. These are, I would not say these are a beginner plant. What I used to do was I would keep mine in a Starbucks cup, because in my experience, they do not grow without high humidity. They will literally shrivel up and die. They really need that high humidity, I am telling you. So if you, because they're so cute, if you want to buy one, you can buy one. Put an upside down vase on top of it or something. Just do something to give it a lot of humidity. Like a lot of humidity, I'm telling you, a lot. And then over here we got string of hearts. String of hearts are super easy to take care of. Just let the soil dry out completely. If you see that the leaves are squishy, then you water them. If not, do not water them. And that's literally all you have to do. So this 4-inch is $13.99, and then this 2-inch is $7.99. There's some more. Okay, this is the perfect example of what happens. They just dry out like that and they die. And then your plant is gone, and it's very depressing, very sad. And down here there are Tradescantias. There's a really pretty Nanook for $4.99, and also this lilac Tradescantia. Tradescantias are really easy to care for. They also like propagate themselves very easily as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if one day they had just Tradescantia running all around down here, growing willy-nilly. Okay, over here we have some Hoyas, ooh, look at this variegation on the edges, some orchid cactuses. This one says it's gonna be orange. I kind of want this. I need to stop with these cactuses though, so I'm just gonna let it sit there. They're very easy to take care of. Just let them dry out. Same goes for Hoyas. These are $17.99. And I recently started doing this, but I will spray orchid fertilizer on the leaves. I have only done it once so far, but a lot of people highly recommend it. So, a rat tail cactus. I've never tried taking care of a rat tail cactus, but I've always wanted to, because they're kind of like so cute in a way. And imagine how beautiful the blooms would look if this is what the picture shows. Over here we have more Hoyas. I would say Hoyas are definitely beginner friendly. If you do not overwater them, that is the key thing. They need to dry out. For my Hoyas, I also wait until the leaves get soft. So I would water this one right now. Some Australises. String of pearls, I would say, are difficult, not for beginners, even though I feel like a lot of people advertise them as beginner plants. I disagree with that. Ooh, curly orchid cactuses. That's also very easy to take care of. More Hoyas, lipstick plants. $7.99 for these Cubicalyxes. This is an Android Pothos, which means it's very easy to take care of. $7.99. It's exactly like a golden Pothos or any of those other Pothos. Oh, down here there is another type of Pothos. This is a Snow Queen. So very easy, like that is, you can literally wait until it looks like this before you water, and it will still live. So very good, very easy. Syngoniums also are really easy. These are good beginner plants. They're really similar care to a Pothos, honestly. Any plant that has similar care to a Pothos is easy in my book. Here we have curly spider plants. Spider plants are also one of the easiest plants to take care of, in my opinion. Kind of like a ZZ plant or a Pothos. I'm just staring at these leaves over here. They're so pretty. That's just a jade pothos, but these are very easy to take care of. You can let them dry out for a really long time because their roots are little tubers and they hold water in them. So I love spider plants, super easy. They do like brighter light though. So I wouldn't keep them in like a dark situation. I honestly haven't tried, so I'm not sure how well they would handle it, but I just haven't even tried that. More Syngoniums. Okay, here are the peace lilies. You can get any type of these variegation and they're all so easy to take care of. Unlike all of the, like most of the other plants I was telling you about, these ones need a lot of water, but if you don't want to be like watering them constantly, you can get one of those aqua globe things and stick it in. You're gonna have to refill it pretty often, but these guys like a lot of water. They can be in pretty low light too, so these are really good. For me, since I underwater a lot, I kind of have to force myself to water this plant, but usually the urge for new plant parents is to water your plants often. So I feel like this would be a very, very good beginner plant, like your first plant. You can overwater it, and well, I don't even know if you can overwater it. You can, but I'm just trying to express how much water they can take. So this is a good one. And if you want like a little flare, you can get either this kind of silver mist, or you can get like a domino one, and it's like its own little flare. And I'm not sure what this plant is, but there's some Arantas over here. These are also really easy to take care of. There's a lemon lime and a red one. I personally like this one a lot more. It's so beautiful. Let's see. They're $17.99. They like a lot of water, similar to the peace lily. So if you do forget to water them, their leaves are gonna get kind of crispy and they're gonna turn yellow, and like this is exactly how they're gonna look. So yeah, you gotta be on top of the watering for these ones, but these are really good starter plants. They don't need a ton of light, and they don't actually need a ton of humidity. Like if you only have ambient humidity, you can still keep these. You just have to make sure you water them enough. In the back over here, we have calatheas, which I think are a horrible beginner plant, like a starter plant. This is not what you want. I do not recommend a calathea. There's beauty stars here. Okay, first of all, they're gonna attract spider mites to your entire collection, which you don't want. Not sure about the rattlesnake. I hear these are kind of easier to take care of, but they're gonna die on you and you're gonna feel sad. It's gonna be very discouraging. Like you can already see this one is crumbling up. So no, don't recommend. Just calatheas in general are not the business. So I would advise to avoid them. Banana tree. Banana trees can be out in bright sunlight. So $14.99. Unless you have a lot of sun, I wouldn't recommend a banana tree. And there's a stromanthe. Stromanthes need a lot of water as well. You can see like easily gets crispy tips. I wouldn't say this is a beginner plant. Pileas. Okay, this is a Pilea peperomioides. Personally, I still struggle taking care of this plant, so I don't recommend it to beginners. If you overwater it once, it's done. Kind of like a watermelon peperomia, but not as extreme. So I'm just not here for it. And then I wouldn't say begonias are beginner plants either. They're flowering plants, so I feel like they need a lot of water, and I don't know if you're prepared to give all that attention, but oh my god, look how cute this is. Oh my gosh, I kind of want this. This is $4.99, but I wouldn't recommend begonias. Scindapsuses, on the other hand, are just like Pothos. They're so easy, they're so gorgeous. Effortlessly get huge leaves, effortlessly get trails. Highly recommend. This is an Exotica for $19.99. And there you guys have it. I went through pretty much most of these plants. Let me know if you agree or disagree, or if I've missed any plants. what do you recommend for beginners? See you in the next one. Bye.